About the late upload, but I was at school getting things ready for you guys and it took a lot longer than I had thought. But I'm home now and I'm going to go ahead and get started. What you need is your vocabulary book, your shared reading packet, colors, color crayons, a highlighter, and a pencil. So as you can see here, there are 4 words. So let's start with reading them. The first one is miles. Try to say that with me. Miles. The next one is surface. Surface. The third one is scientist. Scientist. And the last one is rover. Say it with me. Rover. So now let's look at the definitions. Again, these are review. We study these in during school, so they might you might be reminded of them. I hope you are. So miles is a measure of distance. So we say, you can say something like, I live 2 miles away from school. You can say, my grandma lives 20 miles down the street from me. So it's just a measure that we use for distance. And if you look at the bottom, it says 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. So if you think about a ruler, think about around 5,000 rulers. That is how much a mile is. The next is surface. So the reason why we say surface with this at the end is because when you see a C next to an E, it makes the soft C sound, which is the S sound. So surface is the flat top part of something. So for example, if you take a look at the picture, you see the arrow pointing to the top of the table. That is the surface of the table. So clean the surface of the table, said Mom. Then we have the word scientist. So that is a person who studies and works with science. So you can say something like, the scientists are working hard to find a new medicine, something like that. You can also say, when I grow up, I want to be a scientist and help discover new things. I'm sure you guys can come up with more creative sentences. And lastly, we have the rover. So a rover is a space exploration vehicle. So we are going to be rereading about what rovers are used for in the shared reading that we're going to do. But I'm pretty sure you remember because you guys like this picture a lot. I remember. So what I want you to do is on your vocabulary book, 4 words, 4 sentences, 4 pictures, highlight the vocabulary word so that you show me that you know how to use it in a sentence. Push pause, and when you're ready to move on, push play. So now that you have your you have your vocabulary done, let's do shared reading. So this is about a planet called Mars. So we're going to read it. I'm going to read it first to you, and then when I'm done, we're going to reread it together. So listening ears. On Mars. Mars is millions of miles away from us. We know what the surface of the planet looks like. A kind of robot called a rover is on Mars now. It is sending pictures and information back to scientists on Earth. The rover is a machine, but in some ways it seems alive. It can move. It has eyes that are cameras and an arm that can pick up rocks. The rover's body holds many important parts, and its brain is a computer. Let's read it together. On Mars. Mars is millions of miles away from us. We know what the surface of the planet looks like. A kind of robot called a rover is on Mars now. It is sending pictures and information back to scientists on Earth. The rover is a machine, but in some ways it seems alive. It can move, it has eyes that are cameras, and an arm that can pick up rocks. The rover's body holds many important parts, and its brain is a computer. Let's answer some of these questions. So it says, what do people want to know about Mars? So let's go back. Let's see if we can answer that by finding it in the text. That is called using text evidence. So the question was, what do people want to know about Mars? So let's see here. Well, it says that the rover is sending pictures and information back to scientists. Well, let's see what kind of information it's sending. Over here it says it can move. It has eyes that are cameras and an arm that can pick up rocks. So I think that the scientists are studying the rocks that are on Mars. The second one says, why is it hard for us to know what it is like on Mars? I want you to think about it before I give you an answer. Why is it hard for us to know what it is like on Mars? Well, the answer is on the first sentence. Mars is millions of miles away from us. We can't just go and explore it yet. I mean, maybe in the future, but we don't know a lot about it. But we can send rovers like the one in the picture to help us find more information about Mars and the other planets as well. But since it is so far, it's millions and millions of miles away, we don't know everything about it, and we would like to know more. The last one says, how does a rover help us learn about Mars? I want you to think about that before I give you an answer. So think, how does a rover help us learn about Mars? And I'm looking for the answer about the rover can take pictures and bring rocks back to Earth so that we can study them. So what I want you to do is answer the question in writing. What did you learn from this text? And you can use the frame below that says, I learned, Push yourself. You don't have to just do one sentence. You could do 2 sentences, or you could do a long, juicy sentence that has a lot of details. So I am, again, so sorry that it took a while, boys and girls, but I was just getting things ready for you guys for your packets. So accept my apologies, please. And I'm going to see if I can make another video before it's too late. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye.